Why is there this perception that this administration is unfriendly to business?
I don't a bit of that is psychological analysis, which is not, I'm just the policy guy.
Well, a bit of it is
but I will say this.
It's what business people say to us.
I agree there are some business people and some business lobbying organizations saying that. I would say the following. Number one, when the unemployment rate is 9.6%, and when you're coming out of the deepest hole in anybody's lifetime, you knew that there were going to be a lot of people generally upset and not feeling good about where they are. That doesn't mean that we should abandon the plan and stop trying to get out of the hole. What we need to do is stay on the path of private sector job creation. Let's explore where there's common ground. As the president has outlined, his small business package, which is his 16th tax cut for small business to try to encourage job creation, that's a bipartisan idea. It was drafted by Democrats and Republicans. It was supported by a number of business organizations that have not historically been very vocally supportive of the president. He then argues for a three-part package of investment incentives for R&D, for building factories, for infrastructure investments, to encourage business to grow in this country, to do the investments in this country. Again, this ought to be a bipartisan thing and a pro-business and pro-job thing. I believe that there's wide latitude for all of us to get on the page and do it.
What sector of the economy, what type of business is most likely to be the spark plug for job growth?
Well, historically, there are more cyclical parts of the economy that when you come out of a recession, they tend to grow quickest. Historically, those would be things like manufacturing or businesses like that. I think if you look at the broader economy, the sectors where you're seeing growth now in employment, health, some of the service sectors and things like that. Hopefully, with this president's small business package, we will start to see some increase in the small business sector, which historically has been a big engine of recovery, but in this recovery, because of the tight credit out of the banks, has not yet been a real engine of recovery. So hopefully we'll see it in that area too.
And how soon will the president's small business package start to kick in?
I think the impact on credit just depends on what region you're in and how the community and local banks respond to the incentives that they can basically get access to cheap capital if they'll lend it out to small businesses. Hopefully, in the immediate future, that's gonna start getting on the agenda.
You have a newly elevated position. The president's going to be making some changes on his West Wing team. What do you think that the White House can do to get on a better page with business?
It's a good question. I don't think that the focus of the policy making, which is the part of the world that I see on a daily basis, I don't think the focus of that policy making is changing no matter who's there. That's set from the president, and that is every day the president's focus is how do we get more people back to work and how do we get the growth rate up? And I think anybody they bring in and whatever team they want to put together, the president's going to decide that, but that's clearly going to be their focus.
Now, one thing that business would love is to have a CEO come in. Do you believe that that's likely?
I don't know if it's likely. That's certainly.
Do you think it's a good idea?
It's certainly in the realm of possibility. The president, as you know, for all the years I've known him, is very interested in hearing from all different aspects, not just in the economic realm, but from all different kinds of people. I think that's important. So
now, we've talked before about the future of the president's Economic Recovery Advisory Board. Does it look to you like it'll be permanent, or what's your latest thinking?
I don't know. That's for the president to decide. I think the PRAB, which is what we call it, has had a good impact. They've given really good advice to the president. They were the source of some ideas like the Homestar idea of retrofitting, this skills and training package, some ideas that ended up being incorporated in reg reform. They were early and strong proponents of an infrastructure bank. I think having outside ideas is important. I don't know where the president stands on the future of that body, but they've been very helpful.